See, this is the sound my grass makes. I'm going to show you the tree that's at my neighbor's house. Look at that. Another icy day. Check that out. Hey guys, this is Shawn Sandridge, and I am here with the Jumpstart January review. I'm going to be reviewing Married to Medicine. This is season 4, episode 10, Hawaii 5-0. And you know, it was a pretty decent review. It was a pretty decent episode. It was pretty ongoing, no lull time, no major drama, but low-key drama. So let's just talk about it. So, of course, we're still in Hawaii for the couples retreat, and Dr. Jackie reveals to the group that Curtis and her are at a bad place, that one thing led to another, words were spoken, and Curtis has decided to not come, and she's heartbroken about it. Now, I'm just going to kind of go through Jackie's situation and get it out of the way. So, she does say, and she does admit that because she is not a mother, that she finds other ways to fill that void, and that she said that moving forward she's going to watch her mouth. So I can see that Dr. Jackie, of course, she's a very smart woman, and that when it comes to fighting fair, she probably isn't very good at that. She's probably someone that could cuss you out without cussing you out. I had an aunt like that, and it's very cutthroat, very to the bone, you know, with her mouth cut right to the white meat. And I'm sure that Dr. Jackie is not very nice and doesn't always say things very nicely when she's trying to prove a point, and is probably at a war with words. Not like Kenya, but really low-key, just dirty. I could see that about Dr. Jackie. She's not going to be the kind of person that would cuss you out fighting, but the tone and the inflection of her voice would let you know that she's very disgusted. So I could see that. But I thought it was very nice. She was very vulnerable with the group, because they go around talking about, the topics was finance, family, and friendship. And so, and there was also a little couples activity. But Dr. Jackie was very forthcoming that they're in a bad place. Lisa talks about Dr. Darren, and that Dr. Darren, because he's an ER doctor, that he could not, he has to have 3 months notice in order to get off work. Toya's not buying it, and Lisa's like, that's the way it is. Although later on in the episode, Dr. Damon, who is Dr. Heavenly's husband, did say that it does depend on what kind of group you're with. Although everyone thinks that that might be the case, this is like the 3rd season where Dr. Darren leaves Lisa by herself. It's a pattern, and Toya talks to Lisa about that. But everyone is just not buying that Dr. Darren wants to be there. And whenever things start to get too hot in the kitchen, per se, Dr. Darren is just MIA. And no one's buying it. I think if any other doctor husband would do it, could not make it, they would agree. But he has a pattern of not being there, or seemingly not being there, when Lisa needs him. So let's just get Lisa out the way. So, of course, this is another day. Dr. Darren is on his way. She's like, I can't wait to see him. And somehow or another, when she is in her confessional, he misses his connected flight, and she's pissed. When she talks to Dr. Simone, she says that the flight is delayed. So think about that, and then I'll talk some more about the episode. So I wanted to get those two out of the way. So what I wanted to say about Dr. Jackie, she's very upset, but sometimes I think every couple may go through a breaking point or a point in their marriage where they really have to either appreciate what they have, or they have to make the decision that what they have is no longer what they want. And maybe Dr. Jackie and Curtis is coming to that point because, you know, she admitted that even though, and this might be a pattern of how they fight, that even though words were exchanged, she really, really thought that he was going to be on the plane. She really thought that he would, that cooler heads would prevail, and he would eventually get on the flight. If not that time, then later. And so she comes to the realization that he's really angry, and he was drawing a line in the sand by not coming. So I think that that can be a therapeutic thing, if they can move forward, that they realize that they really do love each other and want to do whatever it is to work it out, or they'll decide that, you know what, I've hit my breaking point and I'm going to move forward. So the topics for finance and family and friendship, Toya and Eugene admit that they are struggling financially, but they are struggling and working through it together. One thing that I really liked that Mariah talked about was that with finances, Mariah was brought up in a poor city, and her husband Aiden, who is Indian from India, was brought up in a poor country, and especially a country that has a caste system where essentially whatever you were born into, that is where you stay. She feels like her and her husband have done a really good job at building legacy and generational wealth. So I really like that. Lisa was talking about, she's very emotional in this episode, and she was revealing that she really feels like the group is judgmental, and that this issue, or this, she felt really attacked when she wanted to talk about having a family. And, you know, what I wrote down is that I wish Dr. Darren had the same passion for their relationship. And I think what Lisa's not understanding, and I think, or at least not revealing, because I think she feels this way, is that nobody wants to feel like, as a viewer, I keep feeling like she's trying to sell us their relationship. And I'm on the outside looking at the relationship. So I can only imagine what the group is thinking when they're talking to her day to day, or, you know, when they're together. Like, no one is buying what she's saying. No one is buying that Dr. Darren wants to expand the family. No one is buying that their relationship is good. No one is buying that they're even working towards the same things. And she is obviously very, very hurt by his infidelity. It's a very, very sore, raw nerve that everyone seems to pluck at, and especially talking about him being gay. But no one is buying what she's saying, and I think that's part of her frustration. Like, if you smile enough and you put on a happy face enough, and you tell everyone all these great things you guys are going to be doing, that we're all gonna be sold, and no one is being sold on it. So I'll talk about that also a little bit later. So frankly, as far as the child thing, you know what? You don't have to answer to anyone, and Quad mentioned that. No one has the right or privilege to tell anybody what they need to do in their own marriage. So you don't have to answer for that, and I don't think she needs to be upset about that. I think she's upset about the fact that no one's buying it. But, you know, forget everybody if they don't think that she should have any kids. Who cares? So Heavenly confronts Lisa about Lisa's claims of her being an alcoholic, and that essentially Heavenly wants Lisa to retract and say, I lied. I do not think you're an alcoholic. In the confessional, Lisa made it a point to say that she can down a whole bottle of Crown by herself within 2 hours, which is quite impressive. But she did not ever say to Heavenly and give her the satisfaction by saying, Heavenly, I lied, you're not an alcoholic. I thought that was funny. So, the little powwow with the couples thing of finance, family, and friendship ended with, you know, Dr. Simone. And essentially, you know, it's quite true. If you really want to make a change, you really need to start with yourself. So that was really good. So I made a point to say Dr. Heavenly cracks me up because I think everybody has somebody in the group, at least with women. Dr. Heavenly, I'm going to tell you, Dr. Heavenly, nobody wants Dr. Damon. Nobody. I'm sure he's a good man. He's a good man to you, but nobody wants Dr. Damon. And they were doing these little flashbacks. There's always somebody in the bunch that thinks that their man is wanted by every woman. Nobody wants him. I'm sure he's a good catch. Nobody wants him. So you chill on that. But I thought that was funny. And also, let me see. Also, oh gosh, what did I want to say? Heavenly is very proud that she feels like her and her husband are good. And that, oh, now I know. Okay. I know a lot of people, especially other people who review, always talk about the fact that Dr. Heavenly calls her husband daddy, and he calls her buddy. Did you guys catch on? Leave it in the comments below. That when they were talking about it, Heavenly and Damon were talking about the kids. One of the kids is named Buddy. How do you nickname your kid Buddy and then use that as a love pet for your spouse? That's weird. That's weird. Anyway, Mariah tells everybody that Lisa's crying, and the luau begins. So that's ended. So now we're having the luau, and that's when, of course, Darren is not coming. So Lisa's now there for another day. Like, the trip's almost over. The trip's almost over. Anyway, no one's buying it. So Dr. Simone is a mediator for Toya and Lisa. And Toya, you know what? Toya wasn't so tacky. I mean, she started a little tacky earlier, but she wasn't tacky. She actually said to Lisa that she never meant to attack her, and that she does not believe that Darren is gay, and that she only said it out of anger. Lisa is still trying to sell everybody that they are good. And and again, Toya said that maybe, you know, he doesn't feel the same way as you feel about him. And she says they're good. And then here it is again, another Quad Mariah episode. Quad asked for the ladies to come except for Dr. Jackie. And Mariah says, can I come too? She says, you're included. I mean, Quad said you're included. And she was, what, y'all talking about me? It's like, okay, when you are a hammer, everything's a nail. Like, Mariah didn't come. She made a Dr. Jackie. And Mariah says, can I come too? She says, you're included. I mean, Quad said you're included. And she was, what, y'all talking about me? It's like, okay, when you are a hammer, everything's a nail. Like, Mariah didn't come. She made a big, like, I don't want to say a big to-do, but she made it a point to say, why y'all talking about me? That wasn't the case. Quad had all the ladies come because she wanted the ladies to participate in a group picture to have pretty much a do-over from the fiasco of when Dr. Jackie was doing her book for breast cancer. And that because some of the ladies didn't act right, Quad and Lisa, she wanted to make it up to Jackie and have a photo for Jackie to have. So I thought that was very nice. And then Mariah, instead of getting up, she's like, I heard my name. And Quad said, listen, you know, she's like over it. I'm over you. And if you can't come up, she wants to make it about her. It wasn't about Mariah. And she just wanted to make sure that everybody was all on one accord, wanting to do this group picture. It was only a stinking group picture, Mariah. Calm yourself down. So, Mariah's paranoid. That's just the whole point. So, the episode ends with a very beautiful ceremony. It was Dr. Simone, Dr. Jackie, Quad, and Mariah. And Simone told them about a Hawaiian tradition that for those who have lost someone special to them, that they get to speak into the lei and toss it out in the sea as a ceremonial way of having closure. So they did it in the order of loss. So Quad went first, and she lost her dad to the complications of diabetes, and he died at the young age of 56. And she was definitely a daddy's girl. And then I believe Mariah went next. She was a daddy's girl. Dr. Jackie was also a daddy's girl. And of course, Mariah lost her dad to COPD. And of course, we know Dr. Jackie lost her dad to Alzheimer's. And then, of course, we know about Dr. Simone's dad and how he passed away in Tennessee. And they all had a very sweet story to say something about their dad, and they tossed it out in the sea. And yeah, that was how the episode ended. So I thought the episode was pretty good. It wasn't too drama filled, just